Hyundai, the fast, easier, better way to buy a Hyundai. Elliot joins us now. What's up, Elliot?
What up? How you guys doing this morning?
Doing great, man. And Elliot, obviously, you look at the Eagles right now. Things a lot better over the last couple weeks. How are you feeling about the team? How are you feeling about the offense after these last two performances?
Yeah, I think it's been a really big week for a really big 2 games for this offense. If you look at how they've kind of started to turn it around, I rewatched the Washington game yesterday, and I think it's probably the best the offense has looked all year. And I know there was a stretch there where it certainly did not look good in terms of how the offense was playing, but I also think to a certain degree, like, people shouldn't be that surprised that they're turning it around. If you look at their track record under Nick Sirianni in 4 of the 5 years, including this year, they have played their best football towards the end of the season, and I think that's happening again right now. So I think the running game, they feel they've really figured out some things that are working for him. I think the passing game, Jalen, his accuracy still can be an issue at times, but I think he's passing the ball at a relatively high level right now. So I think Buffalo is a great test for him, but I think they're the team to beat in the NFC. And when you consider the fact they're reigning champions, I don't know what team in the NFL right now I would rather be heading into the postseason besides the Eagles.
Yeah, Elliot, when you rewatched that Washington game, what would you say the biggest change was or adjustment was on offense from the first half to the second half? Because it felt to me, I haven't rewatched it yet, but from watching it down on the sideline, it felt like the first half they were targeting AJ almost like too much. And I know that that's like hard. It's not really a thing 'cause AJ's such a great receiver, but to a point where it was becoming almost predictable and it stopped working. What did you see in terms of the adjustments on offense going into the second half?
Well, so I agree with you that they gave the ball to AJ a lot in the first half. And one thing that definitely stood out, I think, in this game as compared to like some games earlier in the year, is it feels like Jalen and AJ are getting on the same page now. I think their chemistry is much better than it was early in the year. You see them connecting on a lot more of timing and anticipation routes. And that is something that, when the offense was struggling, the players would get asked, especially AJ, like basically nonstop, what's wrong with the offense? Why isn't the passing offense working? And they consistently said, like, timing, being in the right places, execution, right? Like, they didn't really blame scheme. And I think that's starting to show up because in the first half, you're right, him and AJ were on the same page and it looked great. I thought in the second half, what really changed was Jalen's accuracy improved a little bit from the first half, but also I thought they just ran the ball better in the second half. If you look at the running game this past week, it was the first game all year where they didn't have a single run that was a negative run, right? They had a few that were no gain, but it was the only game this year where they didn't have any that put them behind the sticks. And this year in the running game, they have consistently I think they average about 4 runs a game that are negative runs. And so to have none, especially in that second half, was huge.
Elliot, one of the things not working as well for the offense, the tush push. And I heard you and Spike and Jordan Mailata last night talking about this a little bit on his show. What did Jordan have to say as far as why this isn't working as well? And do you think it's time for the Eagles to maybe shelve it, go away from it for a little bit?
So I don't think they can go away from it. I mean, it is still maybe the best play in the entire NFL when you consider the fact that it still converts an important down at a relatively high percentage. I don't think you can go away from it, but I do think the struggles in the tush push highlight a couple things. One, it highlights that it's not like a cheat code play that should be kicked out of the league. It is a play that they designed and they executed at a high level. And now that they're not executing at a high level or the defense has adjusted to some things, then you're seeing them not convert as much. So I do think the days of the tush push being banned are probably over now that they're struggling with it. In terms of what's stopping it, I do think it is mostly just their own execution. I think the defenses have made some adjustments, but if you look in this past game, they get a penalty that kicks them back 5 yards. And on a down that's a 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, like a 5-yard kickback is a massive deal. I mean, I know losing 5 yards on any play is a huge deal, but this was a play that I think people kind of took for granted a little bit. And now you go from a 3rd and 1 to a 3rd and 6 or a 4th and 1 to a 4th and 6. So Nick said yesterday, execution has to be perfect on that play. And he's right, because it's a high leverage play. So I wouldn't go away from it, but it certainly is not working at the level it used to.
Eliot, I feel like you're our, well, you and me really, but I feel like you're even more so the resident meteorologist when it comes to forecasting these games. And I know, Buffalo's forecast for Sunday is looking like it could be a fun one. I guess how much do you think, I personally don't know if I would feel comfortable, playing Lane Johnson, just given his particular injury. Even more so than Jalen Carter. What would you do? What do you expect Nick Sirianni to do in terms of playing starters in this game on Sunday?
Yeah, well, look, hopefully in a not-too-distant future, we can just play sports without having to worry about weather, right?
How happy were you to see that Kansas City news yesterday, Elliot?
Well, I was happy for the fans and the players more so than myself. I mean, that's a major step in the right direction for them, and it's a step the Eagles will take soon. But in terms of the game on Sunday, I think it's a good point. I do think, look, it's expected to snow. I don't think it's really going to be heavy until after the game, but it's Buffalo. It's going to be cold. Flurries are certainly possible. I kind of am at a point, though, with this game that I view it as like the last final test of the regular season. And this is not apples to apples completely, but if you remember back in the Patriots' perfect season where they won all 16 games, obviously didn't win at the end. The Giants and the Patriots played that final game. Neither of them had anything to play for. They both played all their starters, and then they rode that momentum into the postseason. I think it really, for the Giants especially, got them going. The Eagles are better than that Giants team, I think, right now. But I think that the game in Buffalo, while they don't have a ton to play for, can be a real springboard for the postseason. If they can go into Buffalo, beat the team that's probably the favorites come out of the NFC, probably the other co-favorite to win the Super Bowl, at least right in that discussion, I think it can be a real momentum booster heading into the postseason. And I think it can be like that Ravens win last year where they went to Baltimore, beat a really physical Ravens team, and afterward the talk was they had to match our physicality, not vice versa. I think this type of game can have that same impact. So I do get the risk, and obviously they know more about Lane's exact injury status than we do. But I think I would go in there, all starters, full throttle, beat the Bills, and use that momentum into the postseason.
Well, one more for you here, Elliot. And I know you're a big Christmas holiday season person, so you might not be able to answer this question, but our side topic today is what's overrated about the holidays. What would you say is overrated about the holiday season?
I mean, there's nothing overrated about the holiday season. It's the best time of the year. Like December 1st, the tree goes up. It doesn't come down until like mid-January.
Mid-January?
If not end of January, honestly. Like, it just changes the whole vibe of the house. Like, you walk in, the lights are on, the trees are there, the decorations are up. So I'm not in a rush to move on from that. It's going to be gross in January. So, I mean, there is nothing overrated. And you got to stop hating on Louis Coco for the Santa hat. Like, I saw it. It looks amazing. I saw it on YouTube. Like, let the guy live, Like, let him have some holiday joy.
He's spreading the Christmas spirit.
You agreed with me, Devan. You said it was an outlandish hat.
I didn't say it was an outlandish hat.
I was on the phone, but I gotta just run to this microphone. Elliot, you're the GOAT.
I love the groove. I love the hat.
Out of nowhere.
I love the hat and the Flyers combo platter.
I agree with Elliot that Christmas lights and decorations make everything better. Like it's always so sad the day you take them down and then your house just feels so empty. Also, the worst time of the year, football aside, football is like literally the only silver lining, is January, February, March. Like, can we all agree on that? Well, the worst time of the year.
February is the worst month.
Olympic hockey?
I think January is the worst month of the year, personally.
Look, I don't want to pressure Lewis to take the hat off because I'm sure his hair is not looking great underneath, but I do think, Lewis, you should give the hat to Tom Kelly for the rest of the show.
Oh, my God. No.
I'm into that. I'll fix my hair.
Not wearing that.
That's the point of it. Come on, Tom. You can enjoy it.
Mid-January, that is excessive.
No. Come
on.
I'm okay with it.
All right. That's a little late.
Yeah.
That's
first
week of January.
You need
it's
something to give you some like a boost. It depends on when you put it up. Like sometimes if I put my tree up too late, I feel like I need to leave it up a little bit longer so I can compensate.
So do you say Happy New Year all the way through February?
No.
Okay, well that's the same sort of deal.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. No.
You can't have one without the other.
The tree is more of a vibe thing. The Happy New Year's thing is more just like a greeting.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
There you go. Well, Eliot Shorr-Parks. Elliot, thanks a lot for hopping on, man. We appreciate it as always.
Yep. Talk to you guys soon.
All right. Take it easy, Elliot.